our last video for this worksheet, we're going to talk about both of these things, reference angles and then the trig functions. What we're doing right here is setting us up for the unit circle, which is pretty exciting. So this is not complicated, but it's very important. So for an angle theta in standard form, the reference angle is the positive acute angle formed, there should be an ED on that, by the terminal side and the x-axis. Sketch and find the reference angles for each angles. So we're going to start over here. So for an angle theta in standard form, that means vertex at the origin, initial side on the positive x-axis, terminal side somewhere else. Okay? The reference angle is going to be the angle that is closest to the x-axis. So what we're going to basically be doing is creating a little triangle right here. There's a reason we started this whole unit with that. We're going to go to the closest x-axis. That's the reference angle. So the reference angle is always considered positive. The reference angle is always acute, and the reference angle always goes to the x-axis, never to the y-axis, always to the x-axis. So let's take a look at our three examples here. So 225. So initial side, and then we go 90, 180. If we come to the negative y-axis, that would be 270. So I'm going to be somewhere in here. Right? So now, you're going to find the closest x-axis to that, which is that one. This right here is my reference angle. Okay? So the terminal side stays the same. What changes is that initial side. That's what's changing. Sometimes it's going to be the positive x-axis, sometimes it's going to be the negative. Now, we have to figure out what that angle is, and here's how we're going to do that. When you're looking at this, all the way from the positive x-axis to the angle is your 225. We're going to take out that initial 180. So I'm just going to do 225 minus 180, so 45. That is our reference angle. Okay? All right, let's do another one. We're going to go ahead and do all three of these, and then we'll worry about doing a few practice problems later. All right, so actually first I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here. There we go. So negative 310. So I'm going to start on the positive x-axis. I'm going to go clockwise because it's negative. So I'm going to go 90, 180, 270. So 310 is going to be somewhere in there. Again, I don't really care where it's at. What I care about is the white quadrant. So I'm probably, off on my measurements there, but I want that quadrant. So this right here is my reference angle, what I've marked in green. Okay, because my closest x-axis is the positive x-axis, and it ends at the same terminal side. All right, so what I'm going to do in this case, and notice it's going to be a little bit different. If I went all the way around, it would be 360, but I want to take out that 310, and so my reference angle is 50 degrees. Okay, and then our last example here, we're looking at 2 pi over 3. So let's go with our initial, and then we're going to go pi over 2, and then that's pi. So 2 pi over 3 is actually going to be in here somewhere, right? It's more than pi over 2. It's going to be, let me try that again. There we go. So 2 pi over 3 is going to be, let me start this one over. Okay, ready? I'm going to start here. This is 3 pi over 3, right? Because it's pi. 3 pi over 3 is pi. So 2/3 of, or 2 pi over 3, it's like I'm splitting this into 3. 1 pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, right? I'm splitting it into 3. I'm a little off there. Thirds would be closer to right there and right there. But at any rate, 2 pi over 3 is in this quadrant here. We're going to talk more about those radian degrees. If you're really stuck, you know what you can do? Convert it. Do 2 pi over 3. And what you will end up with is 120. So if you really don't like working with the pi's, just convert it. Okay, so at any rate, now my reference angle is this one right here. So I'm going to look from your positive x-axis. So that's my reference angle. So if I went all the way around, see how each one of these is just a little bit different? You've got to put some thought into it. I'm not going to be able to just say add 2 pi, subtract 2 pi. You're going to have to really think about these ones. And actually, I don't want to use 180 because I'm in pi. I want to use pi. So I'm going to do pi minus 2 pi over 3. And that's going to be pi over 3. 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3. So pi over 3 is my reference angle. Okay. We're actually going to do the next piece. This ended up being a little bit longer than I had planned. So we're going to do the next piece in a different video.